this is gonna change carving forever because I am so stoked on this. Wow, 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 wow. What's up, everybody? This is the DCS 2500T brushless top handle saw. I have converted it to quarter pitch chain. I got the sprocket from Yamabiko in Japan, and I am put a 12-inch quarter tip cannon bar on it. Now, it's a pretty cool saw. I've never used battery, but this is the wave of the future. Battery is what's coming. It is awesome. I'm super stoked because then I won't have to breathe in that nasty, nasty stuff in my shop, even though it's very ventilated, and I appreciate everyone who sends me messages about it. But I have fans and the doors are always open, and I'm using Aspen fuel. But now with these batteries, this is pretty cool because, well, this battery saw, I've got it now converted. Let's check it out. It's a pretty good speed. It's a pretty good chain speed. And, you know, this is brand new chain, so it's gonna get loose. Everybody who asks about my chains, I like to keep them about that loose. And the reason being is, when you are first starting out carving, I get messages about people who burn out the tips of the bars, and they are burning them out because they're running their chains too tight. And the reason being is that you need it to have a little looseness in here because there's no sprocket here. If there's a sprocket in that, it's gonna burn your bar out. But back to the video. So check this out. This actually is on, which means it's still on. That's a really nice feature. I know with the Still and Husky versions, they actually go off when you take your hand off of this. So to have that stay on, or they did, but maybe they've changed it now. Don't quote me. I don't know what I'm talking about with those products because I don't care about them. So with this saw, it's a great saw for backyard trimming, limbing, anything you need. I mean, it's super light. You can clip it. It's got a little clip here. You can throw it onto the onto your belt or whatever you're doing. Nice little latch there. I don't know how that just happened. Oh, there we go. And just pops in, pops out. So this will be my first time carving with a rear handle or with a top handle, and I can pretty much guarantee I'm not gonna like it. Now, the reason being is, for myself, I really like the idea of being able to control my saw here. You know, I don't even know how to hold this thing. So wait, yeah, so because I you know, when you're controlling it back here, your left hand is doing this, so this is still it, but I have, I get tennis elbow in my left really, really badly. So this, I can feel this is gonna be a little bit harder on the wrist, maybe possibly here. I can feel this already starting to swell a bit, but let's think. You know, I got multiple batteries. They're fast chargers. They come very nice, 2.5 amp. So the 2.5 amps, I think they run for like 15 or 25 minutes. And then the big ones run for a little longer. And I got two fast chargers here, so, you know, I just pop it on. Here we go. And we're rocking. So, but will I like carving with this? I don't know. So let's give it a shot. I'm gonna throw on the time lapse here. We're gonna carve for a bit, and then I'll give you my honest opinion. But what this saw is really good for is actually using it in the backyard. Using it, if you're not using it all the time, it's a great saw for just ripping around. You got to cut something off, you got a fence post that needs to get knocked off, boom. You've got a tree branch that's come down, boom. This is a great backyard handheld saw. Very easy, very versatile. You're making trails for mountain bikes, you're doing whatever you're doing. This is a good one. But for carving, I don't know. But what I do know, and this is just for you guys, is that the 2511 rear handle. The rear handle! It's coming out soon. I am so stoked on this because this is gonna change carving forever, because the 2511 right now is already the best saw in the game. And I will tell you, you know, I've talked about this saw. You guys know I absolutely love this saw. So to have this in a rear handle battery is going to be an absolute game changer. So I get to product test it pretty soon. Hopefully I'll be able to make videos for it, but I know I'll be putting videos on EcoTools YouTube page very soon because I'm starting a campaign with them, and it's going to be a really cool campaign where you have a chance. Never mind, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but it's definitely worth checking out. I'll be doing the videos, I'll be editing them, making them, and then putting them on the page for them to help generate some, more content, because that's what we're here to do. So let's get to it. Enough talking. It's a good looking saw. It's got a nice little setup. It's light, it's ready to go. And I am going to see if I like it. So this is a Tool Talk Tuesday, but it's probably going to come out on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Or who cares? When you watch this, you watch this. So let's do it. I've talked enough, but yeah, let's go. So let's see, we've done about 10 minutes. Now, this is a great saw. Let me make sure that I am clear with everyone. This battery saw is incredible. I think it's awesome. It is really a solid, fast-moving saw. It's just as good as, it's got the power that this has, maybe slightly less, but it is fantastic. It's using it, it's cutting fast, it's great. I really enjoy the saw. But we're here to talk about carving with a rear handle. Now, it's not for me. I do not like it. Now, the reasons I do not like carving with a rear handle saw is that I'm not in control. It's over top. It's very clenched in, and you don't get that movement that you're looking for when you're doing kind of like a rear handle, like you can't control. You're kind of bunched in here. I can see how there are carvers who like it, and there could be something that would work for it. You could use it for in weird spots when you can only get in like this, or something tight. But when you got a saw like this and you're controlling everything with the back of your hand, that is where you're at. Because if you can control it here, your wrist is in control. You can use this as your weight and how you distribute it, and then you're able to kind of adjust, and you can really kind of flow. Like, I like the bar on this better, goes straight across, doesn't come down. When you've got these top handles, it's meant for limbing. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what's good for. Like, you can't go wrong with that. I'm not bashing the saw, because this is a killer saw. I cannot wait. And like I talked about earlier, the 2511, when they come out with a battery version of this, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to change the game of carving. It's going to change carving forever, because we'll then be able to have the best saw. This, in my opinion, is the best detail saw in the world. Stihl, Husky, Dolmar, Homelite, you name it. Not one company can beat this saw in how light it is and how fast it is and how much power it is. This is my favorite saw by far, because at the end of the day, it's what, 5 pounds maybe, if that, with a bar on it and a chain, Canon 8-inch. I love the 8-inch, but when we did a cut above, I can't say much about anything about that show, but I'll tell you, a lot of the carvers actually use 12s. And that surprised me, because I am totally only using an 8-inch on this. So I actually might take this and put this, I'm gonna put the stock saw back on it, the stock rim, and put it all back to 3/8, and just use this for my backyard. This is not a carving saw. This is something that I'm going to use for when I'm building, because I jimmy rig everything, as you can see. I mean, look at the back, look at that door. You know, so amazing saw, backyard saw, awesome. Good power, good chain speed, very fast, and also very, very strong. Not one time did I bog that saw out, when sometimes on my other saws I'll use them and then they'll just reach that point when I'm pushing in too hard, the battery can't keep pushing it. This saw didn't do it. I didn't push it crazy hard, but if you're just limbing in your backyard or cutting 2x4s or fence posts or cutting trails and you just need something quick, boom, top handle's where it's at. For carving though, and actually carving, if you're a new carver, I truly recommend you get the 2511 or the 501P, or you know, one of the ones that's not a pro version, which would be your, I think it's a 310. I think there's a 370, but that one's a little dated because you can get the 361. 361's good. It's a little more versatile. It's heavier than this, 36 cc's, good saw, but you know, as far as it goes for detailing, this is your jam. Blocking out, not so much. I would go the 501P. It's a little heavier, but you know what? Go to ecotools.com and check out, or EcoTools YouTube page, and check out their page, because I'm gonna do a whole bunch of videos on what my favorite saws are, why, what I like about them, and how I set them up. You know, everybody always comments on the way I use my saws. Everybody's to each their own. So, all in all, thank you for watching. This is a great saw for many different uses. For me personally, carving, no. Rear handle will always be it. The top handle is a good backyard saw. This is going in my house, this is going to my farm, and I will use it on the farm to do all my yard work, trimming my grape trees, or not my grape trees, shit. Trimming my apple trees, trimming my different things, and doing things around the yard. Arborists probably love these saws, and the battery lasts a long time. Still got a lot of juice in it, so thank you. We'll talk to you later. I guess we'll just end it. All right. Woo! Yahoo! Ah!